Hey guys, I'm Yoshi Fan, and welcome to the Pixar movie tier list. So let's get started with this. So first up, Toy Story 1 is going in S tier. I mean, what is there not to love about this movie? It has great characters, and as a villain that I think is really creative. It's just a kid who just likes torturing his toys, which is funny and also lovable. So yeah, this movie is just it was a great start for Pixar. So now we have A Bug's Life that's going in C tier. I mean, it's okay, but it's just forgettable and mediocre and boring in some scenes. Um, then Toy Story 2, S tier as well, and it introduced some new characters. It also had two villains, that being, um, as Rex calls him, the Chicken Man and the Prospector, and they were both great. Um, and the whole thing about Woody getting shipped it off to, um, Tokyo, or I don't think it was Tokyo, so I'll just say Japan. Um, it's it's like a great motivation to have to say to just think that Woody has to get out of there so Andy doesn't feel really depressed and sad when he finds out his favorite toy is missing. Monsters Inc. Uh, Monsters Inc. S tier as well. So right here is Mr. Funny Green Guy who has funny scream and is a really funny character. And also, I just like the concept of the movie being, um, it's just like monsters hiding in your closet, but now it's a movie. Pretty creative. And it also has two villains like Toy Story 2, so that's appreciated. Finding Nemo, D. I never really liked this movie. Um, to me, it's kind of made more for little kids who like ocean animals. It has characters in it, and I don't remember that much besides like the three main characters, Dory, Marlin, and Nemo. Then everyone else I just forgot about. Incredibles, another S tier. The Incredibles, it's another S tier. I just repeated that twice. So, The Incredibles, I'm just gonna say it's an incredible movie because we have great characters, a great villain. He's probably like Pixar's best villain, and he also dies in such a gruesome way by being literally ripped apart. Um, this movie is kind of dark with the whole thing that Syndrome has killed a bunch of supers by using a giant robot. Then Mr. Incredible finds out about that, is like, oh, good God, this guy is a psychopath. But that's what I love about this movie. Cars. It's in B tier because while it's great story wise, it does just Um, first of all, the concept of anthropomorphic, just like cars, but they act like humans, is strange to say the least to me. Then the movie is almost 2 hours long, which it literally didn't need to be. They could have cut some scenes to make it shorter, but it's still a pretty decent movie. So now we have Ratatouille, and no, it's not in going in D tier. It's going in S tier. What a great concept that a rat wants to be a cook in France, where everyone in France is like fancy and they don't want a disgusting rat to be touching them. Um, and also all the other characters are fine. I do like the villain, Chef Skinner. He's just your typical, oh, he get really angry kind of thing. But I don't know why. I just like this movie a lot. It just stands out because of the whole concept. And next up is phenomenal movie, Wall-E. It's an S tier. We have our adorable protagonist, a little robot, and he also forms a really sweet relationship with the other robot, and it's just a really sweet and charming movie overall. Uh, Up is it's a movie, all right, but um, I'm putting it in A tier. So um, the beginning, yeah, it's uh, I would say dark. I haven't even mentioned Finding Nemo's beginning because it's probably like one of the most darkest moments in an animated movie because all of Marlin's children literally get murdered in front of him. Then Up has Carl's wife dying, who is the main character, and that's sad because he literally got a ticket to the place they wanted to go throughout all their life, and then his wife dies. That is just so sad and depressing. But after that, the movie is just pretty enjoyable to watch. And I especially love the dog Doug because it's a talking dog. Like, you should love that. Toy Story 3. Another really solid movie. It's going in S tier. So, Lotso the Bear takes over a daycare and turns it into a prison. That's just a really cool. That's just like, it's cool that this friendly looking bear is an evil menace and takes over a child. It takes over this daycare for child or for children, and it's cool. Um, but then there's the new character Bonnie, who I completely forget about. But yeah, this movie is just awesome. But um, but Toy Story 4, it kind of drops in quality. But now on to Cars 2. People consider this the worst Pixar movie, and to that I say, I agree. But it's not the worst for me. Wait, let me just switch up some things. So E tier is gonna become F. and then F is going to become Ben. So I still just really don't like this movie. Like, it has that spy concept. And this is a movie about racing. Why does it have to have spy stuff in it? And it also gives Mater like 50 more scenes, and he completely overshadows Lightning McQueen. And then there's also the villain who's a twist villain, and I don't even remember his name, and I don't care. And then there's the stupid Italian racer guy who I don't even remember his name. He's not memorable, and he's supposedly Lightning McQueen's nemesis, supposedly. And it's just I just don't want to talk about this movie anymore. And from one bad movie to another, Brave. This one is getting put in the. This one's going in the bin. Oh my god! Just pick up the thing. There. So Brave is going in bin. And by bin, I mean get in the bin, the trash bin. Because this is probably my least favorite Pixar movie, if I'm being for real here. So Brave. It's definitely the worst princess movie I've seen. The main character, who is the Scottish princess person, is really annoying and selfish. Man, what a great character for this character that no one cares about. So that was all the shenanigans with her mother turning into a bear, and she's like, "Oh, I have to find out how to get rid of this." And then there's this one bear with scars all over him. Yeah, this movie is just a hot mess. Monsters University. Um, so I would say it's an A tier. It's it's got it's a prequel to Monsters Inc. and it's a great prequel with some more characters, but they're kind of unmemorable, but still pretty good. Or they're still pretty enjoyable. And then there's the villain guys who also aren't that memorable. They're kind of just the whole um school bully thing. But this movie was definitely creative and again a great prequel to Monsters Inc. Inside Out. Just move it. Okay, I'm putting this in S tier. It's emotional to say the least, but um, it's creative with the emotions in girl head, and they control what she do. Like that's pretty creative for this movie. Um, and it just shows the power of emotions, even sadness, which people say it's useless. What's the point of it? But sadness in the movie shows that it helps you express yourself. Like just this movie is fantastic. Now, this is kind of a hot take. So people really hate the good dinosaur. Um but I actually liked it. I know I'm a crazy person, but people say it's forgettable. Um and that it didn't need to exist. Well, uh, I don't really agree with the whole it didn't need to exist. Pixar was just trying to make an improvement to the atrocity 2000 film called Dinosaur, and it was definitely improvement. Like the backgrounds, oh, they look amazing. Then our protagonist Arlo, he has really good character development throughout the movie, which I appreciate that. But I still agree with the part where it's forgettable. I also tend to forget that this movie exists. I'm not saying it's bad. Um, when I say that, it's still a decent movie. Now, Finding Dory, I'm putting this in C tier. It's an improvement to Finding Nemo. We also have our new character, Hank, who um I just like how he uses his camouflage powers a lot, and it's pretty cool. But I just forget a lot that happens in this movie. Like Dory tries to find her parents, and Nemo and Marlin, I forget what they do. And then a bunch of new characters are in the movie, and I forget who all of them are. Besides the whale shark person. So it's a fine movie. Cars 3. C tier as well. So first we have yellow car person who um just trains Lightning McQueen and just doesn't really serve that much of purpose. And also Doc Hudson dies for some reason, and it's never explained why. And then there's the villain who is just your haha funny little rival racing guy. Um, yeah, I just forget this movie exists as well, like The Good Dinosaur. So, see. Coco. People really like this movie and say it's S tier, but I say A tier. Um, to me, this movie is kind of forgettable, but it's not a bad thing though. I still really enjoy this movie. Like, it has like the best twist villain in Pixar. And believe me, when I first watched this movie, I didn't see that coming. And then and then there's all the whole Mexican culture, which is which is cool. And then the world of the dead is also cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Incredibles 2 and funnily enough, this movie came out on my birthday. Um, but um, people say it's mediocre, and I'm really sad that the movie that came out on my birthday uh, is just average to people. I'm gonna boost this up to A tier because it came out on my birthday, but also Jack is utilized a lot in this movie, how he has powers. And then there's the whole twist villain person who basically um she just works with her brother and then is like, psych, I'm evil. So, um but also it gives um Dash and Violet to shine because they're the ones who saved the day in the end, technically. Now, Toy Story 4. Oh my god, this keeps happening. I try and pick it up, but it just doesn't let me. Dude, just let me pick it up! Finally! Toy Story 4 is a drop in quality for the Toy Story movies, so this movie's alright. It has the spork guy who is really annoying. Um, and then they have um Bo Peep returned, who was gone in Toy Story 3, and I didn't even notice that before watching Toy Story 4. So this movie is just fine. Onward is a movie forgettable to say the least, but so B tier, it has a lot of magic, hocus pocus stuff, and it's used pretty well. Um, i- and I just like a lot about this movie, but it's just forgettable. That's why it's in B tier. Soul is a movie. Soul is a movie that honestly, it's 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 on the same level as Onward. It's forgettable to me, but it has the whole soul world thing, and that's cool. And also the souls themselves are just they're colorful and vibrant, and I like that. But um, but still, it's in B tier, because it's forgettable to me. So now, last five movies. Luca is an S tier movie. Great concept with if sea monster go in water, they turn into sea monster, but if they get dry, they turn into a human. Man, I wonder where man, I wonder if I'm gonna see that in the next movie for Pixar. Might not know. So anyways, great concept. And also Luca is a great protagonist who has a lot of character growth with the human world. This movie is just great and fantastic. Now we have Turning Red. C. It's a C for me. So Turning Red. Oh wait, this concept has been used in Luca. Girl, calm, she human, but has strong emotion. Turns into Red Panda. But and also this smile just feels like a cursed image to me. I don't know why. But it's a concept that's cool, but has already been used, and that makes it kind of stupid. But there's also a whole teenage girl drama in it. There's not a whole lot of it, but when it's used, it's just like I'm just like about it. But it's fine. Lightyear, I'm sorry, bud. Get in the bin. But it's about Buzz Lightyear, and this is like Pixar's version of Star Wars, but it fails because Buzz was kind of annoying in Toy Story, but not that annoying. But here he's mega annoying, and he's just not the same Buzz Lightyear as the Buzz Lightyear in Toy Stories. He brought a lot of charm to the Toy Story movies, but here he's just this depressed random dude who just talks in a really deep voice and acts really mature. Yeah, I forget a lot about this movie because the last time I watched it was when it actually came out. So now Elemental, it's it's B tier. I mean the whole thing about fire and water having an emotional connection. It's a it's a concept that I like, but uh it's just I just also forget about this movie because the first time I watched it was last year. So I might rewatch it and might change my opinion, but this movie is just fine. Now the most recent Pixar movie, Inside Out 2. Um, this one is going in S tier. So we have all the new emotions: anxiety, um, envy, however you say that, evilly, however you say that, and embarrassment, who are all good characters, but anxiety is the villain, and Inside Out didn't have a villain. Well, there's that theory that Joy is the main villain, but but I don't really take that theory for consideration. But anxiety is definitely the main villain. It's cool to have a villain for an Inside Out film. Then embarrassment might be my favorite character because he's literally um me in the last year when I started middle school where I was embarrassed to talk to anyone, especially girls. And just kind of kept me to myself. So yeah, that's my ranking. I hope you enjoyed this video and please like and subscribe to my channel because I would really appreciate that. Okay, bye.